Well, it's shock time again. Come back to this BMW unit again, and I had the opportunity to measure the thickness on a spring. Turns out I've got a shock upstairs for a either 1100 or 1150, but it's the same unit, it's the same core unit. Well, in fact, they're nearly all the same core unit. BMW get them pretty much all from the same place. So what I've done, of course, is I've measured the coil spring on that one. Mike supplied me with the thickness of the coil spring on his other Beamer, which was 1348, something like that. This is like 1387. Yeah. I mean, we're only looking at 1/4 mil, 0.25, but what you've got to understand is that's 1/4 mil times by 8, because you've got 8 coils on here. That's a considerable extra loading, so still not really too sure what make this is. I can send this spring off to have it rated at a spring dyno centre. By the way, Faulkner springs, they're really good. 01243 543 049. The down in Kent, fantastic company. They also manufacture one-off springs. They have a wide range of springs on the shelf. You want to up your shock, you always send your standard spring. They will rate that standard spring, and then they will enter into a conversation with you saying, well, look, what do you think your bike is missing? What do you want it to do? What do you want your spring to do? Now, Mike got this unit with this spring on. People come to us and they say, well, look, I want to fit a Hyper Pro spring on my shock. I'm like, yeah, but don't ramp it up. Why do you think you need a Hyper Pro spring? And I have a lot of people think it will actually make them go faster, and I'm like, what, going to work? For overlanding, you don't need a mega spring. Actually, a softer spring is better, otherwise your back's really going to feel it. Your bike and all the fittings and welds and joints on the bike will be much more happy to have a softer spring more than a hard whack. But anyway, we're going off track. So normally, if someone says, look, I want to fit a heavier spring, and that, they want that heavier spring, what I would do is I would also up the oil in the shock unit to deal with the extra loading of the spring. So these are a 10 weight as standard. Now, I've already done a film where we've seen how well this is. It's excellently damping. What I may do today is I may ramp this up to a 20 weight. That is one option. The other option is a middle ground setting where we would move up to a 12.5 or a 15, and then we would add one shim to the top shim stack. The top shim stack is only in control of damping. Out the bike here, it's a bit of a sod. See, I can test the unit without the spring on, but I can't test it with the spring on. I'd love to have one of those machines, but they're like 30 grand. Yeah, 30k for a spring tester. And it's not a repetitive spring tester, it just does you 2 or 3 pumps. It doesn't run the spring. I want something that would actually run the shock absorber for like 500 repetitions and give me a base loading over those 500. That machine's about 30 grand, and no, it's not going to happen. So I think with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to ramp this up to a 20 weight, I'm thinking. I think that would be pretty good. Right boys, so I'm going to get off and do this now. I'm going to let you know how we get on. I'll catch you later lads. As per norm, when I've done the 20 weight, probably what I will do is then do a damping test again. And at a 20 weight, I shouldn't be able to pull this rod out of the shock when it's under compression. It should be solid. Now the only thing is, the other side to fit in heavier rated springs, especially onto a steel body, is that steel's flex. We're looking at a lot of height. Remember that hydraulic fluid is non-compressible. Think of it like water, it's non-compressible. It can produce a lot of energy that can put a lot of stress on the shock unit. Which is why you always find higher end shocks have an aluminium wall or an aluminium body. The alu doesn't flex. I mean, when it goes catastrophically, it gives up completely, but I've never seen that happen. So I'm going to go and have a play now. We'll see, got to get Mike sorted, didn't we? Poor bugger. Anyway, so I'll see you lads later. I'll let you know the outcome. Ta, boys.